There are cities that become famous because they were powerful. There are cities that become famous because they were beautiful. And then there are cities like Liverpool, cities that become unforgettable because they survived. Liverpool is not simply a city in the northwest of England. It is an emotion. It is memory. It is pride mixed with pain. It is a place where music changed the world, where football became religion, where ships once connected continents, and where generations of working people fought against decline, poverty, and abandonment. To understand Liverpool, you have to understand contradiction. It is a city built on trade and migration, but also on loss. A city of enormous cultural influence, but also deep economic struggle. A city that helped shape the modern world, yet spent decades fighting to avoid being forgotten by it. For centuries, Liverpool stood at the center of global trade. Its docks became some of the busiest on earth. Goods, wealth, migrants, sailors, and ideas flowed through the city day and night. The River Mersey became an artery of empire. At one point, Liverpool was among the richest and most important ports in the world. But prosperity came with a terrible cost. The city's rise was deeply connected to the transatlantic slave trade. Enormous fortunes were built through the suffering of enslaved Africans. The same docks that carried opportunity also carried human misery. Liverpool's grand buildings and commercial success were tied to one of history's darkest systems. And still, the city evolved. Millions of migrants passed through Liverpool, searching for a better future. Irish families escaping famine arrived with almost nothing. Sailors from Africa, the Caribbean, China, and the Middle East left their mark on the city. Liverpool became one of the most culturally diverse places in Britain, long before multiculturalism became a national conversation. Then came war. Then came decline. Then came collapse. By the late 20th century, Liverpool faced unemployment, poverty, riots, and political neglect. Entire communities watched industries disappear. Families lost jobs that had defined generations. Street emptied. Buildings decayed. Hope itself seemed to fade. Many believed Liverpool's best days were over, but they underestimated the city because Liverpool has always fought back. This is the story of a city that refused to disappear. This is the story of Liverpool. Long before Liverpool became famous, it was small, isolated, and relatively unimportant. In the early medieval period, the area around the River Mersey consisted mainly of scattered settlements, fishing communities, and marshland. There was no sign that this region would one day become one of the most influential ports in the world. In 1207, King John granted Liverpool a royal charter. The decision was strategic. England needed a port that could support military campaigns in Ireland. Liverpool's location offered access to the Irish Sea and the Atlantic beyond it. At the time, however, the settlement was tiny. The population was small. The economy was limited. Life was difficult. Most people survived through fishing, farming, and local trade. Houses were simple. Roads were poor. Disease was common. The weather was harsh. Liverpool was far from the political centers of power in London and the south of England, but geography would eventually change everything. Liverpool sat in a position that gave it access to global trade routes. Over time, ships began arriving more frequently. Merchants recognized potential. Trade slowly expanded. The port grew. During the 16th and 17th centuries, England's ambitions overseas increased dramatically. Exploration, colonization, and maritime trade transformed the nation's economy. Liverpool benefited from this expansion. The city began importing and exporting goods on a larger scale. Tobacco, sugar, textiles, and manufactured products moved through the port. Wealth slowly accumulated, yet Liverpool still remained behind larger cities such as London and Bristol. That would not last. Everything changed in the 18th century. Liverpool's rise to global importance came through trade, but much of that trade was built upon unimaginable human suffering. By the early 18th century, Liverpool had become heavily involved in the transatlantic slave trade. British ships sailed from Liverpool, carrying manufactured goods to West Africa. These goods were exchanged for enslaved Africans. The enslaved people were then transported across the Atlantic in horrific conditions to the Americas and the Caribbean. Ships returned to Liverpool carrying products such as sugar, cotton, and tobacco. This system generated enormous profits. Liverpool merchants became extraordinarily wealthy. The city expanded rapidly. Docks grew larger. Warehouses multiplied. Elegant buildings appeared across the city center. Banks, insurance companies, and shipping firms flourished. By the late 18th century, Liverpool had become the largest slave trading port in Europe. Thousands upon thousands of enslaved Africans were transported on Liverpool ships. The conditions aboard these vessels were horrifying. Human beings were packed tightly together below deck with little space to move. Disease spread rapidly. Violence was common. Many died before reaching the Americas. The wealth generated by slavery helped transform Liverpool into a major commercial center. This reality remains deeply important to the city's history. Liverpool cannot be understood honestly without confronting its connection to slavery. Today, museums, memorials, and historians continue examining this legacy. The city has spent decades grappling with difficult questions about responsibility, memory, and historical truth. At the same time, Liverpool's connection to global trade also made it increasingly diverse. Sailors from different continents arrived regularly. Black communities developed in parts of the city. Liverpool became home to one of the oldest black populations in Britain. The city's identity was already becoming international. Its future would be shaped not only by trade, but by migration. Liverpool became a city of movement. People arrived, people departed, people searched for survival. During the 19th century, millions passed through Liverpool's docks. For many migrants, the city represented hope. For others, it represented desperation. No group shaped Liverpool more profoundly than the Irish. During the Great Famine of the 1840s, huge numbers of Irish families fled starvation and poverty. Many crossed the Irish Sea to Liverpool because it was the nearest major port. The conditions they encountered were brutal. Housing was overcrowded. Disease spread rapidly. Jobs were scarce. Many Irish migrants arrived with little more than the clothes they wore, yet they transformed the city. Irish culture, religion, music, language, and politics became deeply embedded within Liverpool's identity. Even today, the influence remains visible in accents, family histories, and community traditions. Liverpool also welcomed migrants from Wales, Scotland, China, Yemen, West Africa, and the Caribbean. Chinese sailors established one of Europe's oldest Chinese communities in Liverpool during the 19th century. Their presence contributed to the city's unique cultural mix. This diversity gave Liverpool a different character from many English cities. It felt outward-looking, connected, restless. At the same time, Liverpool became one of the most important departure points for emigrants heading to North America and beyond. Millions boarded ships bound for the United States, Canada, and Australia. Some left because they dreamed of opportunity. Others left because they had no choice. For countless families, Liverpool was the final place they saw before crossing the Atlantic forever. Tears, fear, excitement, uncertainty, and heartbreak filled the docks. The city became a gateway between worlds. By the 19th century, Liverpool had become one of the greatest ports on Earth. The city pulsed with industrial energy. Ships crowded the docks day and night. Smoke filled the air. Workers carried cargo continuously. Railways connected Liverpool to the factories of northern England. Trade flowed through the city at astonishing speed. The scale of activity was enormous. Liverpool handled imports and exports from across the British Empire and beyond. Cotton from the American South arrived for textile factories. Food products entered Britain through the port. Manufactured goods departed for global markets. The city's docks became engineering marvels. The Albert Dock, opened in 1846, represented a revolutionary achievement. Built using iron, brick, and stone instead of wood, it reduced fire risks and increased efficiency. It symbolized Liverpool's ambition and industrial confidence. Wealthy merchants built grand homes and impressive civic buildings. Banks and commercial institutions expanded rapidly, but prosperity was uneven. The working class endured harsh conditions. Many families lived in cramped slums with poor sanitation. Child labor was common. Disease outbreaks regularly devastated neighborhoods. Life expectancy in some districts was shockingly low. Despite these hardships, strong communities formed. Working people relied on one another. Local pubs, churches, markets, and football clubs became central to daily life. Liverpool developed a fierce sense of identity. The city spoke differently, acted differently, thought differently. Its humor became famous. Its resilience became essential. And beneath the noise of industry, another force quietly emerged: culture. The 20th century brought conflict on an unimaginable scale. Liverpool's strategic importance made it a crucial target during both World Wars. During the First World War, thousands of Liverpool men joined the military. The port became vital for transporting troops and supplies. But it was the Second World War that left the deepest scars. Liverpool's docks were essential to Britain's survival. Supplies from North America passed through the city constantly. Food, fuel, weapons, and equipment entered Britain through the Mersey. German forces understood this importance. The city became a major bombing target. During the Liverpool Blitz, waves of German air raids devastated large sections of the city. Homes collapsed. Fires spread. Entire streets vanished. Thousands of civilians were killed or injured. Families spent nights hiding in shelters while bombs exploded above them. Children were evacuated. Fear became part of daily life. The psychological impact was enormous. Yet Liverpool endured. Dock workers continued unloading ships despite the danger. Communities supported one another. People rebuilt damaged neighborhoods. The war strengthened Liverpool's image as a city of toughness and defiance. But after victory came new challenges. Britain itself was changing, and the industries that once made Liverpool powerful were beginning to decline. At the very moment Liverpool's economic future became uncertain, the city produced one of the greatest cultural revolutions in modern history. Music transformed Liverpool forever. The city's musical scene developed from a combination of influences. American records arrived through the docks. Sailors brought jazz, blues, soul, and rock and roll from overseas. Young people absorbed these sounds eagerly. Liverpool's clubs and dance halls became creative laboratories. Bands formed everywhere. Teenagers with guitars dreamed of escape. Among them were 4 young men who would change global culture: John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, the Beatles. What began in small Liverpool venues eventually exploded across the world. Beatlemania became a global phenomenon. Their music transformed popular culture, fashion, media, and youth identity. Suddenly, Liverpool was internationally famous for something beyond ships and industry. The city became associated with creativity, innovation, music. The Beatles also reflected Liverpool itself: sharp humor, working-class roots, confidence mixed with vulnerability. They carried the city's personality onto the world stage. But Liverpool's musical legacy extended far beyond one band. The Mersey beat scene influenced generations of musicians. The city produced artists across multiple genres. Music became part of Liverpool's soul. Visitors traveled from around the world to experience the places connected to the Beatles. Even decades later, their impact remained enormous. For a city struggling economically, cultural influence became a new source of pride. Yet beneath the music and global fame, deeper problems continued growing. The second half of the 20th century was devastating for Liverpool. The old economic system that built the city was disappearing. Container shipping transformed global trade. Traditional docks required far fewer workers. Manufacturing industries declined. Factories closed. Jobs vanished. The consequences were severe. Entire communities that depended on dock work and industrial labor suddenly faced unemployment. Generations of stable work disappeared within years. Poverty increased rapidly. Young people saw fewer opportunities. Many families left the city searching for work elsewhere. Liverpool's population declined dramatically. Buildings were abandoned. Neighborhoods deteriorated. The sense of optimism that once defined the city faded. During the 1970s and 1980s, Liverpool became associated in the national media with unemployment, crime, and urban decay. Relations between local communities and police deteriorated badly. Tensions exploded during the Toxteth riots of 1981. Violence erupted on the streets. Cars burned. Buildings were damaged. The unrest reflected years of frustration, inequality, racial tension, and economic despair. Many people in Liverpool felt abandoned by the British government. A controversial phrase entered public discussion during this period: managed decline. The idea suggested that Liverpool's economic collapse might simply be accepted rather than reversed. For many residents, the phrase became symbolic of political neglect. It felt like the nation had given up on the city, but Liverpool refused to give up on itself. Community activism grew stronger. Local pride remained powerful. Artists, musicians, football supporters, and ordinary families continued fighting for the city's future. And then, tragedy struck once again. On April 15, 1989, 97 Liverpool supporters lost their lives during the Hillsborough disaster. The tragedy occurred during an FA Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest at Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield. A catastrophic crush developed in overcrowded sections of the stadium. Men, women, and children were trapped. Many suffocated. Families were destroyed within minutes. The disaster shocked Britain, but what followed deepened Liverpool's pain even further. Sections of the media falsely blamed Liverpool supporters for the tragedy. Some newspapers published deeply inaccurate and offensive allegations. For grieving families, the misinformation was devastating. The city united in anger and sorrow. Campaigns for truth and justice continued for decades. Families refused to stop fighting. Their determination became one of the defining moral struggles in modern British history. Over time, official investigations exposed serious failures by authorities and confirmed that supporters had been wrongly blamed. The Hillsborough disaster permanently shaped Liverpool's identity. It strengthened the city's distrust of certain institutions. It reinforced the importance of solidarity, and it demonstrated the extraordinary persistence of ordinary people demanding accountability. The phrase, "Justice for the 97, became more than a slogan. It became a symbol of collective memory. Liverpool never forgot. To understand Liverpool emotionally, you must understand football. In many cities, football is entertainment. In Liverpool, it is woven into family history and community identity. The city is home to two historic clubs: Liverpool Football Club, Everton Football Club. For generations, football shaped weekends, conversations, friendships, and rivalries. The rivalry between Liverpool and Everton is intense but unique. Families often support different clubs while living on the same street. The derby became known as the Friendly Derby because connections between supporters ran so deeply through the city. Liverpool Football Club achieved enormous international success. League titles, European triumphs, legendary players, iconic nights at Anfield. The club developed a global following. The anthem, "You'll Never Walk Alone," became one of the most recognizable songs in world sport. But the anthem also captured something deeper about Liverpool itself. Collective strength, shared struggle, loyalty. Everton carried its own proud traditions and passionate support. The existence of two major clubs within one city intensified Liverpool's football culture. Football also provided hope during difficult years. When industries collapsed and unemployment rose, match days offered escape and unity. Stadiums became emotional gathering places. Victories mattered because they represented more than sport. They represented pride, recognition, belonging. Liverpool's football culture became inseparable from the city's identity. By the late 20th century, Liverpool faced a critical question. Could the city reinvent itself? The answer emerged slowly, painfully, but eventually, yes. Regeneration projects transformed large areas of the waterfront. Old docks became museums, apartments, restaurants, and cultural spaces. The Albert Dock, once a symbol of industrial power and later decline, found new life as a tourist destination. Liverpool's architectural heritage gained international recognition. Visitors increasingly arrived not for trade, but for culture. Music tourism expanded. Beatles-related attractions drew millions. Universities grew. Creative industries developed. The city center changed dramatically. New businesses opened. Investment increased. In 2008, Liverpool became the European capital of culture. The moment carried enormous symbolic importance. For decades, Liverpool had often been portrayed negatively in parts of the national media. Now, the city celebrated itself publicly. Art exhibitions, concerts, performances, and cultural events filled the streets. The world saw a different Liverpool. Not a city trapped by decline, but a city overflowing with creativity. Yet, regeneration was complicated. Some communities still faced poverty. Economic inequality remained serious. Questions emerged about gentrification and displacement. Could redevelopment benefit everyone? Could the city preserve its identity while modernizing? These debates continue today. Liverpool's rebirth remains unfinished. Liverpool matters because it represents something larger than itself. It tells the story of industrial Britain. It tells the story of empire. It tells the story of migration. It tells the story of working-class resilience. The city's history contains triumph and shame, innovation and exploitation, creativity and suffering. Liverpool helped shape the modern world through trade, shipping, and culture. Its docks connected continents. Its musicians transformed global entertainment. Its football clubs influenced international sport. Its communities demonstrated extraordinary solidarity during hardship. At the same time, Liverpool reveals the human consequences of economic change. When industries collapse, entire identities can collapse with them. Families lose more than income. They lose stability, purpose, generational continuity. Liverpool experienced this pain intensely. Yet the city survived. Not because recovery was easy, not because outside forces rescued it, but because local people refused to surrender their identity. Liverpool repeatedly rebuilt itself after slavery, after war, after economic collapse, after tragedy. That resilience became central to the city's mythology. And perhaps that is why Liverpool continues resonating emotionally with people around the world. It feels human, flawed, emotional, defiant, real. Liverpool's story is unfinished. The city continues changing. New generations are redefining what Liverpool means. Some old industries are gone forever, but creativity remains. Pride remains. Music still fills the streets. Football still unites neighborhoods. The waterfront still reflects centuries of memory. And beneath everything lies the same stubborn spirit that carried Liverpool through every rise and fall. There are cities with more wealth, there are cities with more power, but very few cities possess Liverpool's emotional weight. Very few cities have influenced the world in so many different ways. Very few cities have fallen so hard and fought so fiercely to stand again. Liverpool was never just a port. It was a gateway, a battlefield, a stage, a refuge, a revolution, and above all, Liverpool became proof that cities are more than buildings and roads. Cities are people, memories, songs, loss, hope. Liverpool carries all of these things within it, and that is why the city refuses to disappear. If you enjoyed this documentary and want more cinematic stories about cities, history, culture, and the rise and fall of places that shaped the modern world, subscribe to the channel. There are countless stories still waiting to be explored. From forgotten empires to modern megacities, from revolutions to cultural movements, every city carries a hidden history, and this is only the beginning.